Hello, this is Sarah Braasch. Welcome back to my channel. So I wanted to do a video about something that happened very recently, which was very upsetting to me, but I'm going to stay calm and rational, or try to. So anyway, I think at this point that most people know that Shaun King, I believe that he was an integral part of the Living or Napping While Black hate crime hoax at Yale. I believe that Lolata Siambola and Jean-Louis Renison, and this is per Shaun King's own tweets, I believe that they contacted him even well before May 8th, 2018, and that they had prearranged with him to distribute the video that they took on, that Lolata Siambola took on May 8th, 2018. I believe that that was basically a last-ditch effort on her part to provoke a reaction out of me and to capture me on her iPhone before she flew home the next day to Nigeria. I believe that she had a delusional and obsessive personal vendetta against me that she had imagined in her mind, and that she planned to camp out in the small room next to my isolated dorm room at the top of a tower in the Hall of Graduate Studies on Yale's campus on the evening of May 7th and the early morning of May 8th. And I believe it was a last-ditch effort on her part, a Hail Mary, so to speak, to try to provoke a reaction out of me and to wreak her imagined vengeance upon me by capturing me on video and then distributing that around the world and trying to paint me as some kind of genocidal villain. So I believe that that is what happened, and per Shaun King's own tweets, I believe that that is what happened, that they contacted him ahead of time. Not just him, but they definitely contacted him, and I believe that he was pretty much the main person who first began to propagate the video that was also very obviously a campaign to publicly shame me for my mental health disabilities. Nothing could be more obvious. And he was basically probably the main person and the first person on Twitter to propagate that video around the world that destroyed my life and lifelong human and civil rights, academic and legal careers, and almost drove me to suicide, and which kicked off the global vilification and defamation campaign against me. I believe also that Lolata Siambola and Jean-Louis Renison were being directed by the Yale administration and the Yale police as well. I believe that they were complicit in the hate crime hoax, the Living or Napping While Black hate crime hoax. But anyway, so what I wanted to talk about today specifically is that recently, now Shaun King has been mobbed repeatedly himself on Twitter, and he's been exposed as a fraud and a charlatan repeatedly on Twitter. And actually he is not in the good graces in any sense of the terms of the woke intersectional feminist himself. They are not happy with him. So what specifically happened, and this just happened a couple days ago, is that he tweeted out that Rachel Maddow of MSNBC had reported that senior officials in the Democratic Party admitted to manipulating the primary process to disfavor Bernie Sanders, to make sure that Bernie Sanders would not become the Democratic presidential nominee. And so Shaun King tweeted that out, that Rachel Maddow reported that the primary process was being manipulated by senior officials in the Democratic Party to disfavor Bernie Sanders. Now, Rachel Maddow of MSNBC responded and said, no, I didn't. I absolutely did not report that. That is a lie. That is false. And then subsequent to that, there was a deluge of disparaging tweets and comments about Shaun King. One of the main persons who was disparaging Shaun King on Twitter was Imani Gandy, who goes by Angry Black Lady on Twitter. Now, I bring that up because, well, first of all, I just want to say that, as I made clear on Twitter myself, is that obviously I'm no fan of Shaun King. Obviously, I completely agree that he is a charlatan and a fraud. I obviously believe that. He had no problem propagating the video about me, which destroyed my life and career and almost drove me to suicide, even though it was perfectly obvious that it was a campaign to publicly shame me for my mental health disabilities. And if he had made any effort whatsoever by even, say, Googling my fucking name, Shaun King and everyone else would have known that I'm a lifelong human and civil rights activist, and I never in a million years have ever or would ever engage in racist behavior. Nothing could be more obvious. But anyway, so Imani Gandy is someone whom I had followed on Twitter, who used to retweet me, and I've deleted nothing. I have, I think, 34,000 tweets on Twitter. I've deleted not a single one because I know that I've never tweeted anything of which I should be ashamed. I used to follow quite a few. I think I still do, actually. I have to clean up my follows. But I used to follow Imani Gandy on Twitter and a number of other woke intersectional feminists. And Imani Gandy used to retweet me. And I actually made a comment once about the subject of the one article in the Humanist magazine of the American Humanist Association. It was also in Free Thought Today of the Freedom from Religion Foundation. And it was the subject of the article was about when I had, as a middle schooler in a public middle school in Wisconsin in approximately 1987, had to participate in a mandatory public middle school assignment where we actually debated slavery. And I tweeted about how this was completely, unacceptable, disgusting, that was a public middle school assignment in Wisconsin in 1987. Even though it was that long ago, it was still just completely unacceptable to have that be a public middle school assignment. That the question of the legitimacy of slavery as an American institution was a subject for debate. That was completely unacceptable, and that's what I tweeted. And Imani Gandy retweeted me, and then I subsequently got into a discussion about it on her Twitter feed, on my Twitter feed. So Imani Gandy is someone who, after the Living or Napping While Black hate crime hoax on May 8th, 2018 at Yale, even though she obviously knew me, knew that I had engaged in anti-racism advocacy, knew that I was someone who followed the woke intersectional feminists on Twitter. She had no moral compunction whatsoever, no qualms whatsoever about disparaging me, defaming me, smearing me, participating in the global defamation and vilification campaign against me, joining the moral outrage mob on Twitter against me. So that's who Imani Gandy is. That's what her character is like. So anyway, that's the degree of level of integrity that she has. So anyway, so she was basically probably the main person on Twitter who was attacking Shaun King, disparaging Shaun King, trying to incite a mob against Shaun King, exposing Shaun King after he made this tweet about Rachel Maddow, what she had reported on MSNBC. So my point is not that I think Shaun King is a good person. I obviously do not. I think he's evil. I think he's a horrible person. I think Shaun King is a charlatan or a fraud. I think Shaun King was happy to destroy the Living While Black movement and undermine the Black social justice movement in the U.S. By pushing race and hate crime hoaxes for moral outrage industry, money and gain. However, I think Imani Gandy is no better. I think Imani Gandy was also happy to destroy the Living While Black movement, happy to destroy and endanger the life and career of an obviously innocent civil rights activist whom she knew, whom she had retweeted, with whom she was familiar. So I don't think Imani Gandy is any better than Shaun King, and I think she should probably pull the rafter out of her own eye before she attacks Shaun King. And I think Shaun King is evil too. And also, MSNBC, I am not aware of Rachel Maddow explicitly making any statements disparaging me, so I do not want to say anything about Rachel Maddow in particular. However, she should be ashamed to be an anchor, to have a show on MSNBC. MSNBC is fake news. MSNBC is evil. MSNBC is perfectly happy to destroy and endanger innocent lives, including the innocent life and career of a lifelong human and civil rights activist, for moral outrage industry, money and game. And and MSNBC should shudder itself in abject shame for what they did to me. So basically, it's not that I think Shaun King is good, but I think he's evil. But I think the people who are attacking him and denouncing him are fucking hypocrites, and I think they're evil also. And I think they should pull the rafters out of their own eyes before they attack Shaun King. And that's what I wanted to say. Okay, so this is not just about me. This is about restoring civil liberties on college campuses at Yale and everywhere. This is about due process and free speech. This is about stopping the moral outrage industry before they get one more innocent person killed, drive one more innocent person to suicide. So please stand with me and please support me. And I will have my PayPal me and GoFundMe links below. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please follow me on Twitter. Please read my blog. I love you all so much. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Bye.